what's up and welcome to another episode of Football Everyday brought to you by Maybank Premier Accounts, coming to you live and direct from Studio V here at One Utama. My name is Nelsen as usual, and joining me today are two very special guests, Mr. Sharil, who's a Maybank customer. Good to have you with us, Wan. Thanks for being here today. And back with us for a second week in a row is Mr. Cameron Ng, Director of the Padang and 1U Futsal Centre here in the One Utama Shopping Centre as well. Bro, good to have you back. Thanks. And it's great to have both of you with us. Bro, again, thanks for taking time to be with us, but I got to start with one. Who do you support and why?
I support Manchester United.
Wow, that's a great team to support.
Yeah.
Right, Cameron?
No comments.
No comment. All right, yeah.
It started in 1993. I think at that time, because of the computer game, so it started from there.
Right.
I started to look for information for Manchester United. Then from there, I started to actually supporting the teams.
Right, so you still play the games now?
Yeah, but in the different, of course, in different versions.
Great stuff. Which takes us into our chat for today, starting with the weekend's results, guys. Bro, quite a few shocks, I'd say. So Cameron, I've got to begin with Liverpool.
Yep.
If I recall, you mentioned last week that just when they win one game, people expect them to build on that. Then they contrive to kind of.
They're always turning corners and it's going around in circles.
Yeah.
So,
bro, were you disappointed with their loss to basement club Portsmouth?
The thing is, because it's a basement club, they are pushing for survival, so they did raise their game.
Right.
And all the lower teams will always raise their game against Liverpool. Still disappointed, very poor performance overall. A lot of players didn't seem up for it, and especially after the sending off, everybody just, again, there's no self-belief, it's not the Liverpool of last season where even though they were down 1 goal, they'll still, with 5 minutes to go, you'll still push and 2 late goals. It's not the same team anymore.
Right.
There's some, confidence problem with the team.
Right. Both Gerrard and Torres played in the game, but failed to conjure up, some magic that we're used to from them. So what do you think is wrong with the current Liverpool team, other than confidence? Is it tactics? Is it personnel? Is it the coach?
We'd love more personnel, of course. Coach-wise, I think he's having problem motivating them.
Right.
Gerrard and Torres have been in and out of the team too many times that they're not they're not comfortable at the moment playing. So they were in the team, but they didn't really do that much. So it's a very difficult situation. Everything that can go wrong seems to be going wrong at the moment.
So do you agree with Torres very quickly that he has bemoaned the club's lack of funds?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
We don't have players. We have to sell to buy. And the players that do come in are average players, so it's not. We need the world-class players, and they cost a lot of money, which we don't have at the moment.
Right, we'll speak about Liverpool later on in the show. But bro, over at Craven Cottage, Man United went down by 3-0 to Roy Hodgson's in-form Fulham. Sharil, was this a shock result for you, just like Liverpool's loss, or was it kind of expected, seeing as United were missing their first choice backline?
It's quite a shock because we are expecting a draw at least. Even the away games, looking at the strengths of players that we have, even though we are missing a few defenders, but still, as a supporter, I have confidence in terms of the other players.
Right. Bro, let me ask you for an opinion on Paul Scholes. Look, it was his mistake that led to Fulham opening the scoring, right? And it all went downhill from then on. So, your thoughts on Scholes? Is he past it? Is he still worth it in the United shirt, or?
He's still worth it, but not as the starting 11s.
Right.
It could be about 15 minutes to the ends, because we got another players that actually can cover up Scholes. So I was surprised that Scholes was there in the first 11.
Right. But very quickly, Cameron, once United had lost to Fulham, the advantage was definitely Chelsea's to take, right? But the Blues contrived to only manage a somewhat fortunate draw at Upton Park against West Ham. Bro, so do you think Carlo Ancelotti will be disappointed?
Definitely will be disappointed. The opportunity was there to break away, because Man United traditionally are very strong at the end of the season, so they need to get as much space between them as possible. So I think they'll be very, very disappointed with that result.
Right. It could have been a 6-point lead, but it's only 4 points at the moment, right? Right, nice one, man. But it is time for our first break here on Football Everyday, brought to you by Maybank Premier Account. We'll be right back with more football chat and banter, so do stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Great stuff. Easy, just go with the flow. Comment, what do you think? Even Welcome back to Football Everyday here on the second segment of the show, brought to you by Maybank Premier Accounts, of course. Once again, this is Sharil and Cameron are with us today. Bro, other notable results, saw Arsenal overcome Hull City by 3-0 at the Emirates, thanks to goals by Nelsen, Eduardo and Diaby. Let me ask you, Sharil, your thoughts on the Gunners' performance, even without Fabregas and Van Persie? No disrespect to Hull, but it was Hull City and most expected them to win, right?
No, actually, because Arsenal is playing a good football at the moment. So it's an expected result for Arsenal actually to win at Hull.
Right, so was kind of expected, right? Alright, okay, and at Ewood Park, bro, Harry Redknapp's Spurs came away with a 2-0 win thanks to a brace from former Liverpool striker Peter Crouch. Cameron, how would you rate Spurs so far this season compared to other teams like Man City and Aston Villa?
I've actually always liked Harry Redknapp as a manager.
Alright.
So I've always followed whichever team he's been managing, from like West Ham to Portsmouth, Southampton for a while. So I actually have a lot of time for him, and I think he's a good manager. They also have a bit of a, I don't know what it is, they have also got up and down results.
Right.
They'll play really well one week and then suddenly the other team won't show up. But I think overall they are a lot more settled team compared to Man City, less prima donnas. So I think they can actually get a little bit further than. I'm expecting them to do better than.
Come the end of the season, right? Okay, speaking of Man City, bro, in what was to be Mark Hughes' final game in charge of Man City, the Blues managed to defeat Sunderland 4-3. Bro, for me, Craig Bellamy was a stand-up performer, but Cameron,
another
you think Hughes,
striker?
You think Hughes has been hard done by, seeing the season is only into December, right? And look, City have only lost 2 games so far. So your thoughts on the sacking?
It was coming. It's always going to happen. The sacking was always going to be happening.
It's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time. Unfortunately for Hughes, he's not big enough a name for a club of Man City, who just spent £200 million on transfers and stuff. So his name was never going to be as glamorous for the team that the Arab owners would like. Right.
Okay. So we know former Inter Milan coach Roberto Mancini has come in to replace Hughes. But I've got to ask you if you rate Mancini and you kind of see him doing a better job than Hughes come the end of the season?
It's going to be very difficult for him because he has no experience in the EPL.
Right.
When he did win the league, the Serie A,
it was 2 of them were kind of...
Yeah, because of the bribery allegations and stuff. So the teams were... Juventus was, at a disadvantage.
Drop points and
stuff. So it's going to be very difficult to see. I don't know. It's an unknown force for me.
Right.
I think he will struggle initially, I think.
Right.
And then especially if he can keep Robinho or not, that'll be a big issue.
And Mourinho kind of warned him to expect kind of culture shock, right?
Yes.
So it's a totally different ball game in England and Italy, right?
Yeah.
Well, so we'll see how Mancini does come the end of the season. Time now to get into our email of the week, which comes from Amirul, who's actually more of a European football fan, guys. He says he's particularly intrigued by the 2 Champions League ties involving Inter Milan against Chelsea and AC Milan against Man United. Bro, are you excited by the fixtures the Champions League has drawn up for us?
I've
other
not
than
heard
Liverpool
of that.
not being in there.
I've not heard of that tournament before. I only know about the Europa Cup.
Right. But look, you looking forward to some Champions League action?
Yeah, it should be
moving away from the EPL a bit.
Yeah, it should be really good games, interesting. Both tactically and should be exciting matches to watch. Both of the games.
So I got to ask you to call. Inter Milan or Chelsea to go through?
Inter Milan or Chelsea?
Mourinho,
I'll go for Chelsea.
Chelsea, you know that. Yeah. Bro, got to ask you if you're excited by AC Milan against Man United, seeing as you're a United fan. Are you looking forward to 2 exciting matches?
Yeah, definitely. Waiting for the games, because it's like to win the cup you need to beat the best team.
Right.
So by having AC Milan in the first, the first draw, it will be good for Manchester United to test their capabilities and hopefully coming up the next other big team as well.
Right. Any other fixtures that's caught your eye? In Champions League, we've got Bayern Munich versus Fiorentina, Lyon versus Real Madrid. You looking forward to some good Champions League action in January, in February?
The most interesting matches will be Inter Milan and Chelsea. How they actually can cope because Mourinho know in and out of Chelsea itself.
Right. But thanks for the great email, Amirul. And for your efforts, you picked up a nice prize courtesy of Adidas. And if you're a Maybank account holder, do let us know as well, and we'll give you an additional Maybank pack consisting of a Maybank bag as well as another item from Adidas. And if you'd like to write to us as well, do drop us a line at football@thestar.com.my. In the meantime, it is time for our second and final break here on today's show. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these messages on Football Everyday, brought to you by Maybank Premier Accounts. Good one, man. Sorry, I don't know why I feel really hot. Sorry, man. And you're back with us on the third and final segment of today's show, and this is where we dissect the weekend's upcoming fixtures, of course, the tasty ones, of course, and it's Boxing Day weekend. So let's start with Chelsea's visit to Birmingham. Sharil, with Alex McLeish's side, I tell you, on a great run at the moment, do you think they'll produce another unexpected result against the league leaders, or will Chelsea put an end to that run?
No, Chelsea will put them to the end of the run.
Yeah,
they have a good squad, so I think they're going to bounce back from the
their poor run, somewhat poor run of their own,
points,
right? So let me get your score prediction here.
2-0 from
2-0 to Chelsea. I mean, bro, you agree with our man Sharil?
Yeah. I think
I'm going for a Chelsea win as well.
It'll be a Chelsea win, but I'm thinking more 2-1, a little bit closer.
Birmingham to kind of
give them a little bit of a sweat.
Right, it's like what I'm having at the moment, right? But bro, and over at the scene of Man U's destruction last weekend, that is Craven Cottage. Two informed sides face off with Fulham entertaining Spurs. Cameron, let me get your thoughts on this one, bro. Fulham's home form has been impressive, while Spurs have won 2 on the trot. So who do you fancy here?
I will go for a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. I mean, so you're not going to see lots of goals then?
No, I think it'll be...
You can kind of cancel each other out.
Yeah, cancel each other out, and so it'll probably be a draw.
But I mean,
so exciting game, lots of chances, but it'll end up on a draw.
You think Bobby Zamora is going to score again against his old team?
Bobby Zamora, he's on form at the moment. Yeah. Depends on his service. If he gets a good service, I think he'll be able to finish score. So yeah.
Right, bro, and moving over to your favourite team, at Anfield, Liverpool welcome Wolves, who themselves have, I think, won, not 2 on the trot, but they're kind of doing all right. Bro, Cameron, on paper at least, right, this should, and I stress the word should be nothing less than a win for the Reds.
Yep. Same as I said last week. It should, on paper, our next
at home as well.
At home as well, should not be a problem. It's going to be very interesting because I think Aquilini is injured.
Right.
So Mascherano is suspended, so might actually see Gerrard dropping into midfield, so he might actually be able to control the game a bit. Right. So it will be not a pretty win. Yeah, we are very close. Most probably be a 2-1. I'm thinking as well. We'll score 1, let them equalize, and then sweat it out. And
so you don't think it's going to be an avalanche or a thrashing? No,
I doubt it. It'll be a very, very messy, unattractive win for Liverpool.
Well, I actually think they will kind of convincingly beat Wolves. Well, that's my hunch. But again, like you said, you never know when you're wrong about Liverpool.
I'm trying not to jinx them. So I'll say they'll do bad. Hopefully they'll do well.
Right. Sharil, I mean, your thoughts on the current Liverpool team very quickly. I mean, people say they're going to beat teams like Wolves, Portsmouth, and then they draw, they lose. So do you think they're going to beat Wolves this time? Yeah,
I think they're going to beat Wolves because they are playing at home and field. So that's another factor actually for them to win the games because they are playing poorly, especially in away games.
Right.
So I think it should be an easy win for Liverpool at Anfield.
Easy win as well?
Easy win, yeah.
All right, and over at the Emirates, guys, Arsenal play host to Martin O'Neill's, again, in form Aston Villa. Sharil, you think this is going to be close, or can you see a winner? If yes, who is it going to be?
It's going to be a close game, but still the home factors is also playing a lot, helping out the team. So it's a win for Arsenal.
Win for Arsenal. Cameron, got to ask your thoughts here, bro. I mean, Arsenal beat Hull City 3-0 last weekend. Aston Villa won as well.
To me, it depends if Aston Villa starts bullying Arsenal because they're famous. They're small players, small in stature. So if they put Arsenal under pressure, then it will be a closer game. If not, I think Arsenal will win. Depends on the midfield. If they can close down, and pretty much what Liverpool did in the first half against Arsenal, where they closed down, didn't give Arsenal any chance to pass the ball around, then I would say Villa has a chance, but I still think it's going to be for Arsenal.
Right?
Arsenal.
I mean, I got to agree with you there, but I got to point out very quickly that, you know, guys, I mean, Villa have beaten Chelsea, Liverpool and United already, so
it's true.
Could it be time for Arsenal? We'll find out this weekend, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
And lastly, Man United travel to Hull City. So, Sharil, what's going to happen?
It's going to be an easy win for Manchester United.
I really hope you're right, you know, but because Man U at the moment kind of seem a bit like Liverpool, patchy and you know,
but,
unpredictable.
Hull is due to respect to them, but they are not at the moment also playing very well. So I think because of the advantages of what strengths that Man U have, so it will be a win for
Cameron. United win.
Yeah, I'll go for my United win.
Great
I
stuff.
don't see any.
Nothing else than
no expectation. Shocks there.
All right, great stuff, guys. But just before we leave you, this week's Football Everyday Fun Fact is on Fulham's informed striker Bobby Zamora. Guys, did you know that just this year, Zamora was actually called up to represent Trinidad and Tobago at full international level, but didn't make it due to an injury. You know, this means he's still eligible to represent England, and we know his manager at Fulham, Roy Hodgson, has been kind of you know, lobbying for Fabio Capello to call him up. So Cameron, I've got to ask you very quickly: would you rate Zamora as England material with the World Cup around the corner?
I don't think he's that level. For me, he's too inconsistent. This season he's doing well. Previously, he's not been so consistent.
Right.
In the World Cup, you've only got a few games. You got to show you know, at the top level. With the strikers that England have already, I don't think he'll be able to squeeze in
to make it the team. No. All right. Well, pleasure. It's been great stuff, Sharil. Thanks a lot for being here, Cameron. Great to have you back again. Till we see you next week here on Football Everyday, brought to you by Maybank Premier Accounts. I'm got to say, enjoy your football, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and it's Chow from us here on Football Everyday. We'll see you soon. This one, guys.
Okay.
It's okay, right?
Yeah.
You scared, you talk so much.